Lara and Clara had been best friends since they were teenagers. They grew up together in the busy streets of Lagos, sharing dreams, secrets, and laughter. Years later, Lara found a note tucked under her pillow, the note that changed everything. The city of Lagos kept moving, not knowing that hidden envy was about to ignite a storm between two besties. Both women were now in their late 20s, still besties, waiting for the easy part of adulthood that never arrived. Years later, Lara looked like a princess as she married the wealthy businessman, Mr. Emeka. After the wedding, Lara moved into a luxurious apartment in Victoria Island, a place filled with bright lights, tall buildings, and the soft smell of the ocean breeze. Clara, on the other hand, worked at a small boutique downtown, earning just enough to pay her bills. Despite the difference in their social standing, Lara always tried to stay humble and kind to her bestie. She invited her friend to fancy lunch and shared her happiness. But something about Clara's smile made Lara uneasy at times. There was a sharpness in her eyes when she looked at Lara's life, a hunger that Lara couldn't explain. She was jealous of Lara and went to a juju man, hoping to get everything Lara had. But the juju man told her the charm would not work on Lara because she has a pure soul. He said the only way was to destroy Lara with her own hands, either hurt her physically or ruin her name. One day, Lara invited her to her luxury home for lunch. The room smelled of fresh flowers, and soft music played in the background. She admired everything, her eyes lingering on the expensive furniture and sparkling chandelier. "You've really made it, Lara," Clara said with a smile, but Lara noticed a flicker of something dark in her friend's tone. "You deserve it too," Lara replied warmly. "You've worked hard too. Don't forget, we promised each other that one day we'd both be happy." Clara nodded, but deep inside, jealousy gnawed at her heart. She had always wanted what Lara had now: money, status, and the admiration of everyone around her. And she would do anything to get it. A few weeks later, Lara began noticing small changes. Expensive gifts she received from Emeka went missing. Only her friend had access to her bedroom except her husband. Private messages on her phone appeared read even when she hadn't opened them. And strangely, Clara always seemed to know intimate details about Lara's marriage, sometimes before Lara even shared them herself. One night, Lara found a note tucked under her pillow. It read, "You don't deserve him." The handwriting looked familiar, and her stomach dropped. Could it really be my bestie? Lara confronted her friend the next day at the boutique. "Clara, did you write this?" she asked quietly, fear rising in her chest. She smiled sweetly, her eyes calm and innocent. "Why would I do that, Lara? You know I love you like a sister." But Lara couldn't shake the feeling that her best friend had changed. Something dangerous had awakened in her, and she couldn't tell who to trust anymore. The tension between the two friends grew, unnoticed by anyone around them. Clara began inserting herself into Lara's life in subtle ways, suggesting decisions for her marriage, commenting on Emeka's choices, even questioning Lara's own judgment. Lara felt trapped. She wanted to confront her directly, but the thought of losing her lifelong friend terrified her. Then, one afternoon, Lara discovered something shocking. Her bestie had accessed her bank account online, trying to transfer a large sum of money. Lara's heart pounded in fear and betrayal. She realized that her best friend was no longer the person she had trusted for years. The betrayal cut deep. Lara decided to confront Clara at her boutique again, but she entered slowly, holding her gaze. "Clara, why? Why would you do this to me?" She laughed softly, her eyes glinting. "Because, Lara, I deserve a life like yours. And I won't wait for it anymore." "You're my friend," Lara whispered, shaking her head. "Friends don't steal from each other." "Not everyone wants to be friends forever," Clara said, smirking. "Some of us want to win." The betrayal left Lara trembling. She realized that love, trust, and friendship could be twisted into weapons if wielded by the wrong person. But she refused to let fear control her. Clara didn't stop there. She began spreading rumors about Lara to Emeka, hinting that Lara was cheating on him, dishonest and untrustworthy. Lara felt the walls closing in, but she stayed calm. She knew she had to gather evidence before confronting her in a way that would leave no doubt. She hired a private investigator, someone who could discreetly track her moves. Within days, the investigator uncovered shocking truths. Clara had been meeting a shady man in town, planning schemes to manipulate Lara's life, and even attempting to create situations where Emeka would doubt Lara's integrity. Lara was heartbroken. The person she had trusted most was now plotting against her. Yet she refused to lash out blindly. Instead, she carefully recorded everything, preparing for the moment when the truth would finally come out. Meanwhile, Clara grew bolder. She began visiting Lara's apartment under the pretense of friendly visits, but secretly snooping through Lara's things. Lara noticed missing documents and subtle rearrangements of her personal items. Each day, her evil intentions became more apparent. One afternoon, Lara decided to test her friend. She took her along as she drove to the shopping mall. She left a fake envelope filled with fake financial documents in her car and stepped out of the car to get something in the mall, leaving Clara in the car. When she came back to the car, it was gone. Lara knew she had proof now. Clara couldn't resist temptation. Confrontation was inevitable. But Lara realized that handling it carefully was the only way to preserve her life and her marriage. She had to outsmart the person who had once been closest to her heart. She decided to speak to Emeka openly about Clara, showing him the evidence she had collected. Emeka's face turned pale as he read through the messages, bank transfers, and photos. "I can't believe she would do this," he said, anger and hurt in his eyes. Lara felt a mixture of relief and sorrow. She had lost a friend, but she had saved her life and her marriage. Clara's mask of friendship was finally exposed. But Clara wasn't done. Humiliated and furious, she began plotting revenge, targeting Lara's business connections and friends. Lara now knew that every move she made had to be calculated, protecting herself while keeping her calm exterior. Despite all the chaos, Lara remained strong. She focused on her marriage, on her happiness, and on rebuilding the trust she had lost. She surrounded herself with genuine people and distanced herself without creating public conflict. But Clara's obsession grew darker. One night, Lara received a mysterious message: "You can't escape me, Lara. I will have what's mine." Fear crawled up her spine. She knew that Clara's evil had no limits, and she had to stay vigilant. The next day, Lara noticed someone tampering with her car. It was a subtle warning, but enough to make her realize Clara was escalating. She reported everything to the police and security. She also tightened her home security, aware that Clara could strike at any time. Yet amidst the fear, Lara discovered her inner strength. She understood that betrayal could teach lessons about trust, loyalty, and self-awareness. She refused to let Clara's actions destroy her life. Clara was exposed in front of everyone. Her lies, manipulations, and theft were revealed, leaving her reputation in shambles. People who once admired her now avoided her. Lara, though saddened by the loss of her friend, felt a sense of justice. Emeka embraced Lara, proud of her strength and wisdom. "I'm glad you stayed calm and smart," he said. "We can't let anyone destroy what we've built." Lara nodded. She had learned that some people can pretend to be friends, but true friendship is proven in actions, not words. Clara tried to reconcile. She sat at Lara's gate all day, but the securities won't let her in. But Lara had learned the value of boundaries. She read the messages once, then threw them away. Some things could not be repaired. Lara focused on her happiness, her marriage, and her work. She surrounded herself with loyal friends who genuinely cared for her. Each day, she felt lighter, stronger, and more in control of her life. Over time, Lara's life blossomed. She traveled, invested in her passions, and nurtured her relationship with Emeka. Yet she never forgot the lessons Clara had taught her. Trust must be earned, and some people wear masks that hide dangerous intentions. One evening, Lara sat by her balcony watching the Lagos sunset. She thought of Clara and felt pity instead of anger. Some people could not change, and that was their burden to carry. Lara had chosen a different path: love, honesty, and self-respect.